goodness. What does it feel like to win all the Grand Slams? It feels, well, first of all, the first one I won felt like a big relief because like I lost like 3 of them in the finals. So it was like when I finally won it, I was like relieved. Can you believe it? Isn't that a terrible thing to feel? Like when you win, you should be like thrilled. But I was like, phew, finally. And then when I won the last one, I was just, how would I put it? I was just so grateful because it was a moment that I realized I would never have a regret. Even though I could have practiced more, even though I could have, you know, played harder at times, but I knew once I won all of them, like, everything else would just be more after that. But winning each one is pretty amazing because, you know, every Grand Slam has its challenges, you know, and every player has their strengths and weaknesses on different surfaces. And when you play a tournament over and over again and it's really hard for you to win, and you're playing these guys that it's easy for them to win, and then you find a way to get over the finish line, like you feel really, really proud. When your opponent has match point and you're in depression. Oh, under pressure. Okay. Woo! Wow. So here's the deal, okay? I promise you, this is a secret. You got to keep it with you every time you're on a tennis court, every time you're playing. And I'm going to start by asking you a question. What do you think the most important point in a tennis match is? Match point? I could make the argument that if he didn't win the point before match point, that one was pretty important. Point, yeah. Right? Yeah, every point is definitely really important, but what's the most important point? No, not the first point. Should I tell you? You want to get? No, not match point. All right, you ready? The next point. The next point is the most important point because whatever happened is over with, right? And now the only thing you can control is your concentration, your focus for the next point. You can't worry about what the point after that's going to be because you have to play this one. So you have to practice when you're out there playing tennis. Every single point is the most important one. So what that requires you to do, it requires you to not feel pressure because every point you're putting the same value on. You won't care if you're up match point, you won't care if you're down match point, you won't care who you're playing, you're just going to care about what you have to do right now because that's the only thing you can control. You can control your focus, you can control your concentration, you can control your preparation, your practice, all those things you can control, but you can't control where that ball bounces. You can't control if your opponent calls it out. You can't control if it's really windy outside. You can't control if you're tired. But what you can control is focus, focus, focus. So the more that you can treat every point the same, whether you're up 40 love, down 40 love, up a set, down a set, match point, either way, then you're going to be better and better and better. And most importantly, you'll be doing something your opponent most likely isn't doing. Because they'll be feeling like all the pressure and they'll be going, oh no, I'm down break point, what do I do? And you'll be like, break point, it's no big deal. It's like the last point, it's like the next point. You just go back to work. Does that make sense? And don't ever go in depression. My inspiration growing up, my father's right foot. Get out on that tennis court. No, in the beginning it was my brothers and sisters because they were older and better. And then I left home when I was 13 to a tennis academy, and then it was like everybody there that was better than me. I had to get better, and so they kind of inspired me to get better. And yeah, because when you're this age and growing up and learning the game, if you're the best tennis player on the tennis court, you should pick another tennis court. Because the only way you're going to get better is if you push yourself. And the only way to push yourself is if you force yourself to play people that are better than you, that make you do things different, that make you feel pressure or make you feel different ways out there. Then you'll know, I gotta get faster, I gotta get stronger, I gotta, oh no, this person can get it to my backhand, and if I play somebody smaller, they can't get it to my backhand, but now I know I gotta work on my backhand. So you gotta always make sure you're playing people that are better than you. And every now and then pick somebody you're better than just to, you know, feel good.
Last question, guys, just one more, please.
What did it feel like when you were playing tennis in front of a crowd?
What did it feel like when I played tennis in front of a crowd? It's really kind of weird at first and distracting. And then you end up, like I was saying about concentrating every point, you end up not noticing anything if you do your job really well. Because what should you be watching? Watching the ball, right? What should you be moving? You should be moving your feet and watching the ball, right? I promise you it's the first thing you learn in tennis, and it's the last thing you learn in tennis. When I was playing in my final US Open, 23,000 people, never going to play tennis again professionally, I kept trying to tell myself, move your feet, watch the ball. Because you can kind of forget that. And that's why you got to remember it over and over again. So if you do that, if you concentrate enough, nobody else is here. Like all these people stared at me, and I'm staring at you. You know what I mean? So move your feet, watch the ball, concentrate. Every point is the most important. Every single one. And always, always challenge yourself by playing people that are better so you can be down break point, match point, and get to know it so you can always be at your best. But you have to always play players that are better. That's the only way to improve. You're the best player on the tennis court. Go find another tennis court tomorrow. Okay?